Hello my lovely friends, happy Sunday, welcome back again, thank you for joining me. Hello if you're new. We've had a series of not quite that interesting videos of late because of my shoulder. I haven't been able to do a lot of sewing, but this week I was able to rest it just that little bit. And I have something to show you. It's only little, but you'll be so impressed. I finished a little tiny cross stitch. Look at that. Look at me. I sewed something. So that's the back. Not great with making it neat, so we don't tend to show that very often, but the front looks okay. So I'm still deciding whether or not I want to turn it into a can you even see, is it focusing? It's not really focusing, is it? I'm wondering whether to turn it into a pincushion, because I have like 6 million pincushions, or I was thinking of turning it into a needlebook that I could put just my cross stitch needles in, because at the moment I've got like all my toy making needles in like a vial type thing, like a glass thing with a stopper, and then I've got all of my hand sewing needles, so like the really small ones and the tiny ones that I like using for binding and hand stitching in a needlebook. But I don't really have anything for my cross stitch needles, which are a little bit different again. So, and even so cross stitch needles, and I could probably put my like darning needles in it too for wool. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do with this, because I have got some fabric. Let me show you the fabric that I think would go with it. Hang on a sec. So I've got this bundle of scrap fabric, and it's from, well, the majority of it is from a Blooming Bunch, which is by, oh, what's her name? Is it on here somewhere? Maureen McCormick from the Brady Bunch. And I just feel like if I can put a few of them together, that some of these scraps really go well with this little cross stitch. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. It'll be a small enough project that it's not going to require too much shoulder action. And yeah, I will turn it, I think, into a needlebook, because I've got plenty of scraps there. And I don't really need another pincushion. Doesn't mean I won't make a million more, but... So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do with that. And I feel like I must be getting some sort of better, hopefully, if I'm getting my creative juices back a little bit. So tomorrow, Monday, is my ultrasound day and my injection. And hopefully it will be all good very soon after that, which timing is great because I'll be on holidays then. So what have I been doing this week? I think mostly this week I have just been reading because I haven't been able to do much else. I did read some great books, and I'm thinking I might start doing, because I have been doing so much reading, and that is kind of one of my goals this year, is to read a lot more. I might do a separate video on a different day, just talking about what I'm reading, because that will be fun for me, I think, to share that. So yeah, so I won't talk too much about what I'm reading now. So this is going to be my last March video, and I thought I'd have a bit of a chat about my April goals. I am not going to make them too extravagant because I don't want to push my shoulder too much, but I do have some goals all the same. So I'm going to direct you over to my design wall and I'll show you what I want to focus on this month. Okay, so I had a bit of a rearrange because I haven't been able to do any sewing, just having a look at some of my projects that I have on the go. And one of them is the Jen Kingwell Long Time Gone quilt. And so I've got a few blocks that I've made so far for it, and it's purely all out of my scrap fabrics. And I thought that this month I'm going to try to aim to do at least a block a week, and more if I can. So this one's not, obviously this is just some beautiful Liberty that I will turn into something, don't know what yet. So that's the goal. The goal is to work on some more blocks for that quilt. And I really like how scrappy it's turning out. Like, look at these tiny little squares. So little. I don't know, I think they finish at an inch square. But anyway, this is the goal for this month, is to work on a few of these. And then I also thought as a goal for next month would be to work on my green crochet quilt and finish that off for Mason. So because we're almost, like, I'm still shiny from sweat, so let's not get excited. The weather is considering cooling down. Hasn't happened yet, but it might. So I'll hopefully finish this one off for Mason, yeah, this month, or next month, because it's still March, in April. Next Sunday will be Easter Sunday that I will be speaking with you, and hopefully I will have a lot of things to show. I have high hopes for my injection, and just feeling a little bit more myself after that. I definitely am missing sewing, like, so much. My little bit of cross stitch was just perfect. It was just enough that I felt like I was doing something a little bit creative, and yeah, I'm ready to make things. I just am itching to do it. So I'm really looking forward to spending a little bit more time in here over the next week, hopefully, and I will see you again next week. Bye.